always on the move. If Jay's coming down, I'm going to scoot in. If Jay's coming to the side, I'm going to scoot this way. If he goes to the other side, I'm going to be scooting. You're constantly moving with the Spiderguard, constantly moving. A lot of people also like to do a lasso too. So the first thing that I'm going to teach is just an entry. That way that we can get kind of warmed up with the Spiderguard. So one of the things that I really like to do is I like to play usually one foot on the arm and one on the hip. You can play with both on the arm, but I like to play on the hip because then I can control this arm and I don't have to worry about him holding on to my knee or my pant leg. Okay? So what I'm going to do is what we're going to do, this is the difficult part. A lot of people will put their heel on the ground and then they try and pull the person forward. Okay? So that's not going to work when they're a lot bigger than you. It might work if you're bigger or maybe if you're the same size, but you really have to dig your heel into the ground and pull your hips under. Okay? So the whole trick is to pull your hips under. Okay, so we're sitting here in Spiderguard here. I'm going to place my foot on the ground, give myself a little rock up, pull my hips under, and then come to a single leg here. Okay, and then you can switch the foot, and then go to any type of sweep that you like. There's so many sweeps from here. A lot of times people will like push down, go to the leg locks, Charles stuff from there. Different things like that. I just want to warm up with that entry because I have a sweep from there, not from the single leg, but just from that specific entry. Okay, so one more time. So the whole warm up is pretty much so you can get under. Okay, so here again, I'm going to bring my heel on the ground. Can you guys see? Maybe I should do this way. Sorry. Okay, here, foot on the hip, or you can come here. The heel comes on the ground to kind of rock up and scoop my butt under him. I want to be directly under him. And then I can come here. Single leg. Okay? Nice little quick warm up, and then we'll go on to the sweep. Okay? Alright. So just a couple tips, because I did notice that some people were like too far here, or just kind of in the bicep or whatnot. You want to make sure that the outside of your foot is right in that elbow crook. So I always make sure that I have my foot right there. And you can always tell because his arm's going to be bent, okay? So it's not going to be here or here. There's time and place for this, but it's going to be right here. And then you also cannot be lazy with this. So if you're not pulling down really hard on this arm here, and you're just being lazy with it, there's nothing stopping him from taking his arm out, okay? So it is really important to be nice and tight. That's why a lot of people get their bad knuckles. It's probably mostly from Spiderguard, because you're really holding on to these ribs tight and really pulling down on the arm and putting a lot of tension here. You want to make them uncomfortable, okay? So you don't have to make them uncomfortable today if they're your friend, but normally you want to make them uncomfortable. All right, so the next one is a sweep. It's a little bit of an advanced sweep. It's kind of a version of a Tomo-nage sweep, so it does go over. Jay, just tuck and roll. Most people are going to go a little bit to the side, so that's okay. But it is you know, the partner on top does have to make sure they tuck their head and roll. Okay, so everything that we just did is going to be the same exact thing. So we're going to be here. This foot, a lot of you guys too, were not really using this leg. So when you go under, this leg is really pulling him over your head. Okay, that part's really important. So the next sweep, I'll just go slow with it. So we're doing the same thing. We're bringing our foot in the middle, driving the heel into the mat, scooting under. And this time, I want to make sure that his hand is not here, because if he posts, I'm not going to be able to get the sweep. So I want to make sure that I tuck the hand. And then this leg right here is hitting the back of his thigh, okay? So when I'm here, I'm gonna tuck his hand here, hit the back of his thigh, he's gonna roll, and I'm gonna come up, okay? It really is really simple, but some people get scared of this, so. If you have a hard time with this, the next one's a lot more. If you don't want to roll, you can always keep working on the first one for a little bit. Okay, so again, we're here in the bicep, foot in the center, pull under, and then this leg's gonna hit the back. Okay, come on. What happened? Stop. Stop. One more time. We really have to make sure that we're getting him off balance. So when we come in, he has to be really off balance here. A lot of times I'll bring the arms up, have my legs nice and stiff here, and then when I go for the sweep, tuck this arm if you have to bring it to the outside or to the leg, and then up. And then you can go. Any questions? Yeah? I can do it really fast.
Can you do it really fast?
What? 6 more times.
All right. Who said that? I can't see it. I'm blind as fox. I never said that.
Does anybody have any questions? Yep.
So are you pulling on the arms while you're kicking as well?
For the actual sweep or for the first part?
And then the swing over.
No. So, yeah, those are being tucked down so that he doesn't post. Yeah. So the only thing that's bringing him over is my leg and my basically both my legs are what's bringing him over.
So who's not familiar with a Tomo-nage? I can't see, sorry.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
There's your raise.
So with the Tomo-nage, okay, hands come up, and then as you roll, you punch down. It's the same exact thing. The only difference is we're doing this here, and then boom, here.
When you're doing a Tomo-nage sweep, in order to get your opponent over, you have to have all their weight over you. Tuck, and then you roll. If I'm back here, he's not going to be able to get a Tomo-nage on me unless he gets his hips under me. So same concept as the Spiderguard one. He's gonna get me over him, and then he's gonna shoot my arms down as he blocks that leg and rolls. This is the same concept, but using the Spiderguard. Okay? Watch out for your friends around you. If you're not comfortable with it, don't hurt yourselves.
And it's gonna be easier if you punch the arm between the legs. Yeah, so over here, okay, this will get, some oomph better, right? So then, oh Jesus. All right.
Yeah? Yes.
If you're the person being flipped, what is there anything dangerous that you should be
Only thing you have to do is make sure you tuck your head. Tuck your head. Otherwise, you'll use your forehead as a post, and you won't win either
No,
way.
you're, if you're face planting, that should tell you to tuck your head. So don't face plant.
Yeah, just tuck your head. And if you're a little uncomfortable with the overhead roll, you can always do a little bit to the side shoulder roll too. So. All right. Okay, let's get a shot. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys. So I know some of you guys are having issues with this one. It does take a lot of practice. It's also not a very slow sweep. So if you right now you're practicing it, so you're going really slow, so it can make it difficult. A lot of you guys too are also are also as soon as you pull them forward, they're still up here. Okay, this is not going to work. There's no way that you're going to get a sweep from here. You really have to make sure that they are down. See, and there is some mobility issues for some of you, I'm sure, But as long as you can bring this foot down during the sweep and the roll, then you should be able to complete the pass, okay, or the sweep. So here, and then it rolls, okay. The whole point is to get my body weight forward. It's real important to bring all my weight from back here to up here, okay? And then from here is where the sweep comes from, okay? So, so that one, sometimes too, there's some height differences too that's just gonna make a difference. So this is something that you can just play with, work with, practice, and maybe try it with someone closer to the same size too to be able to work on it easier. But I'm gonna go ahead and move on from this one because I think you guys will do better with the next one. And it's my favorite. It's my all-time favorite sweep. I do it all the time, and it works really, really, really well. Okay, I call it the. I kind of call it the. Oh, you thought you were gonna pass sweep. Okay, so what I do is I'm playing this here. Okay, everybody knows when you're and if you don't, you should know if somebody has a Spiderguard and they have this foot in your bicep here, you should never ever try and pass. Okay, there's no way that he should be passing with when I have this in his bicep here. Okay, so but some people they just get so greedy and it works all the time. I don't know why. They just are like, I just kind of fake. Sometimes I'll fake and I'll put my leg on the ground. Maybe he'll do that. But I'll be here and sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'll just drop my foot here. And I'll be like, see here, see you can pass. They get so excited thinking that they're gonna pass. And then all I have to do from here is I keep this leg nice and tight. I just start spinning, and it's gonna go over. It works every time. Doesn't matter if they're big or small. What'd you do?
Knee on my finger.
Oh, sorry. I always hurt him. So, I'm gonna come here. He thinks, he's just so excited. He's like, I'm gonna pass. So you're gonna take your head and you're gonna spin towards him. Almost like you're putting your head like between his legs. And I'm just gonna keep walking, like keep walking until he decides to fall. He's being dramatic.
Oh, he called me dramatic.
I know, he's being
I know, right? He
so
calls me dramatic.
Dre, where's Dre?
Dramatic.
Oh, that hurt.
It even works when they come, I think even better so, when they come and they think they're going to pass and they go to knee on belly. Whatever. Go ahead. It works. Even better. Okay?
Can you do that one again, please? The knee belly one?
Yes.
Sorry,
It's how we feel. Just saying.
I pull this sweep off all the time. So, like, if you guys are going to take a sweep, please take this one. Just don't do it on me. Okay? So he comes here, he goes to knee on belly. He's like, yeah, I got knee on belly. You don't want them to settle in. Once they settle in and they're here, you're going to have a hard time, but I do have an answer for that too. But as soon as they are here and it starts coming to knee on belly, spin. Try not to snap your finger. Oh, that's what you did. You just kept holding on. That's your fault.
It's not my fault.
So you bring the foot and then you're using this leg and you're walking. Until you tumble over.
Don't forget to punch the arm. Okay?
I'll do it one more time.
Great.
Here. Go ahead and pass. Spin. Make sense? Yeah? Alright, so give it a shot. 1, 2, 3. Not in. This isn't necessarily a slow sweep, okay? And when you spin, you really have to make sure you're pushing this arm and this leg. God, this is so important. I can't stress this enough. If you're bending here or even a little bit and you're spinning, I mean, there's nothing. It's not going to work. This leg is like really important, okay? So, and this arm too, because what we're doing is we're trying to get him off balance, okay? So, when he's coming around and I'm spinning, I need him to be off balance for me to get this sweep. If you're going with someone a lot bigger than you, too, and they just refuse to go with you, a lot of times I'll let go of the sleeve here, and I'll grab the pant. And then when I sweep, I'll use it to push. Okay? So you can also use this leg to push. That's a good thing to use when they're a lot bigger than you. Okay? I'll do that a lot. I'll just move on. You can work on that one, but I'm going to move on to another one that happens a lot if they get to knee on belly. So they're coming here and they get to knee on belly, okay? So he's got me stuck here, so it's really, really hard for me to try and spin. I'm not going to be able to very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach under his foot here. If you can grab something like a gi or the pants or something, that's ideal. This is the key part, because you're going to take this foot and you're going to drive your heel down to the mat or down to your butt. And you got to drive it down with force and then come up. Okay? So this can happen a lot. So sometimes I'll come here and then they'll just plop down and I'm like, gosh, crap. Well, I missed my opportunity. Okay? So this is just going to go under the foot. If you can't reach anything, just hold it there. Okay? It's just to stop him. If I don't have that and I try and do this, he'll just step back. Okay? So I want to make sure I get under there, even if you have to just grab the leg. But this is real important. You have to force it down really fast. I'm so bad at it. And come up. Okay?
I got a pop quiz for you guys. Come back. Put me in. Grab. Is this points?
No.
When is it points? When what? When it's up, until it's up? No.
Nope.
No. 1, 2, 3, now it's points. IBJJF competition. If the leg is straight, the ref won't count. The minute it bends, I hold 1, 2, 3, then I'll get my punch for the pass and my punch for knee on belly.
Or he brings it down.
Scoops. And boom.
Yes. So you guys can try grabbing your pant if you're struggling. Just help him over, give him a little assist, and just try to knee on belly. That foot really has to drive down to the floor. You have a straight leg and then you drive it down and you come up. Okay? Yes. This way?
Y'all might want to move back.
Oh, he settled in. He's so heavy. Gosh, I'm going to grab the pants if I can, the belt. If all you can get is the bottom of the lapel or the gi, that's fine too. And then all it is boom. Here. If you want, trap his arm.
So the reason why I brought that up is because when you're doing this, don't hang out there too long. You get the knee on belly. When you bend your leg, it has to be aggressive. If you do it too light, you're just going to hang out on knee on belly. They'll get their points, and then it's very easy to clear that arm or that leg. Okay. So when I'm here, see everything? We're here. She bends it. I hold. I get my 1, 2, 3. I get my pant. And then I get the more dominant position, or I go down, or whatever. Okay?
But we're not going to let them do that.
Right? So it has to be fast. As soon as you have to make that decision, just slam that foot to the floor. Yeah?
All right, let's do a shot. 1, 2, 3. a lot of times when we're playing Spiderguard, they'll go down to their knees, or sometimes when you have a lot of pressure, they'll stand up. But we're just gonna do this submission from the knees, and I call this the Phantom Guard, the Phantom Spiderguard, only because I have no idea why it works, but it does. So you can be here, you can have your lasso, and then I'll come here with this. Why in the world I stay here and let go and people just keep their arm there? I have no idea why, but they do it. They're usually holding the pants and they still feel the pressure, so they just, for some odd, strange reason, just stay there. I don't know what it is, but okay, I'm fine with that. So I'll come here, and then instead of holding this, I'll come here to the collar, pull them in for my triangle. Okay, and because this arm is curled here, usually that's a defense, right? So I don't worry about that. Instead of doing my regular triangle, I just switch and I'll do the opposite side. And then just squeeze the shoulder into the neck. It's the opposite triangle. I learned it way back in the day. I don't even see anybody really use it, but it works. So I am always okay with that. You guys can even do the omoplata too. But you have to get that in that nice tight Spiderguard in here so that they feel it at first, and then you can let go. And then they keep it there. It's great. And then you can even come into your omoplata. Okay. Of course, I'm partial to triangles.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we're just gonna come here, give them a nice tight Spiderguard. If you have the lasso, that's fine too. A lot of people like to play their lasso guard. He's probably gonna be holding my pants. I'm gonna let go. He's gonna think he's nice and free, and then I'm gonna shoot my legs in. You can't get unless there's the same size, you're not gonna probably be able to lock your triangle up right away. You'll have to do adjustments. If you want to do the regular one, you just arm over, adjust, but again, since they land here and they already have this, I usually will just go to the, sorry with your glasses, the opposite side. Okay, you want to see it again?
Yes. Lisa, can you describe it while holding the triangle though? Can you describe the triangle while you hold J in it?
Oh yeah.
This way?
Yeah.
You sure is this the right way?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So I'm here. You could have a lasso. You don't have to. You can. You come here. See things. Oh, it works. I'm telling you. It works. So try it. Watch. It will. Just shoot it. When I'm doing the opposite triangle, because he's got this arm folded around my leg, he is stopping the choke from happening because he is taking his shoulder pressure away from his neck. Because in order to do the triangle, right, you need that shoulder pressure to your leg cuts off circulation on this side, his shoulder on this side. So if you have a regular triangle here, I'm not going to get it with his arm like this because he is putting pressure on this leg and then he's keeping all this space here. So when I switch, it brings his shoulder to his neck, and then all I do is squeeze my knees together, and I'm not even strong. My legs are really weak. And if you have enough space, you can point this toe up. That's best. And then you just squeeze. Again. He's lying. He's trying to beat me up. Don't! But they will go to sleep. Alright, you guys good? You want to see again?
Yeah, why not? Send it.
On Jay? Alright, let's give it a shot. shot. We only got a couple minutes, I think, right? 1, 2, 3. I really appreciate that you guys came. It's like little old me, so I don't deserve like all this attention.